hour on VTV News. National Assembly Chairman pays working visit to Hai Phong City. CYANIDE killed 4 Vietnamese, 2 Americans in Bangkok hotel, suspect among the dead, according to Thai police. In war news, new 3D heart imaging technique said to accelerate cardiovascular medicine.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, it's 8 a.m. local time in Hanoi. You're watching VTV News. State President Tô Lâm on Wednesday received Chinese Ambassador Xiongbo, who came to bid farewell to the state leader at the end of his tenure in Vietnam.
State President Tô Lâm asked the ambassador to convey regards from General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam, Nguyễn Phú Trọng, and other key leaders of Vietnam to General Secretary of the Communist Party of China and President Xi Jinping, Premier Li Qiang, and other key leaders of China. The state president emphasized that the relationship between the two countries during the ambassador's more than 5-year tenure has developed remarkably, highlighted by the historic visits of General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng to China in October 2022 and General Secretary and President Xi Jinping to Vietnam in December 2023. The state president also acknowledged the ambassador's contributions to the bilateral ties, congratulating the ambassador on successfully completing his tenure in Vietnam. During the meeting, State President Tô Lâm and Chinese Ambassador Xiongbo also reviewed the relationship between the two parties and countries. The Vietnamese state leader affirmed that forging relations with China has always been a consistent policy and strategic choice and a top priority in Vietnam's foreign policies. The Chinese ambassador affirmed that China consistently prioritizes its relations with Vietnam in its foreign policy. He expressed confidence in the ample opportunities for future bilateral cooperation. On maritime issues, both sides agreed to implement high-level agreements and shared understandings and to enhance control and resolution of these agreements. They underscored the importance of not allowing issues in the East Sea to hamper the flourishing bilateral relations for peace, stability, and development in the region and the world.
Also on Wednesday, receiving UK ambassador to Vietnam, Land Free State President Tô Lâm suggested the two sides strengthen delegation exchanges at all levels, closely cooperate in defense and security, education and training, and people-to-people exchange. He suggested that the UK promote cooperation with Vietnam in renewable energy, green growth, digital transformation, finance and banking, healthcare, and the pharmaceutical industry. Affirming Vietnam's support for the UK in the process of joining the CPTPP agreement, the state president believed that this will be a new driving force for the two countries to promote economic linkages. Ambassador Land Fruit affirmed that the new UK government will continue the foreign policies of the previous government, prioritizing the promotion of the strategic partnership with Vietnam. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính on Wednesday received Professor Thomas Valley, former director of the Vietnam program at the U.S. Harvard University and chairman of the Fulbright University Vietnam Board of Trustees and university experts. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính expressed appreciation for Professor Valley's important role in education and policy dialogue, contributing to effective economic management and strengthening Vietnam-United States relations. The Prime Minister proposed that Professor Valley and experts continue supporting Vietnam in policy advice, technology transfer, human resource training, and experience sharing in smart management. Professor Valley and Fulbright University expert spoke highly of Vietnam's socio-economic development gains, as well as the government's sound performance amid global uncertainties. On Wednesday, National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn attended and delivered a speech at the 18th session of the Hai Phong City People's Councils. Also on the same day, the top legislator visited Military Region 3 for the 80th anniversary of the establishment of the Vietnam People's Army.
Visiting the port city of Hai Phong, National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn expressed his joy at the city's modern infrastructure and expanded urban space. The top legislator hailed the city's creativity in executing the activities of the Municipal People's Council and its efforts to promptly implement party policies, the law, and the resolutions of the National Assembly and the government. The National Assembly Chairman suggested that in the coming time, the port city needs to unlock its potential and advantages to promote comprehensive economic and social development.
Hai Phong needs to conduct a preliminary review, assessment, research, and further review. It must promptly remove difficulties and obstacles in the implementation of Resolution number 45 of the Politburo, Resolution number 35 of the National Assembly, specialized policies regarding Hai Phong's development. We must summarize and review the tasks, goals, and targets set out in the resolution of the Politburo and the National Assembly, what has been achieved over the past 2 years, and what must be done in the future.
The National Assembly Chairman also reminded Hai Phong to uphold the responsibility of cadres, civil servants, and People's Council delegations at all levels, and effectively supervise issues related to voters' rights and interests. During a working session with the command of Military Region 3 on the same day, the top legislator spoke about the bright spots of the socio-economic situation. The National Assembly Chairman praised the role of officers and soldiers of Military Region 3 in building and defending the nation, contributing to the economic development and safeguarding peace for the good of the people. He also suggested that Military Region 3 should continue fully implementing the resolutions of the Central Military Commissions and Military and Defense tasks in 2024.
On Wednesday, National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn worked with the Hai Phong City Party Executive Committee on the socio-economic development situation in the first 6 months of the year. They notably worked on the implementation of Resolution number 35 of the National Assembly for piloting a number of specific mechanisms and policies to develop Hai Phong City. This in the following story.
Members of the delegation commended the socio-economic development results of Hai Phong. In the first 6 months of this year, the city's GRDP growth reached 10.32%, ranking 5th in the country, leading 5 centrally run cities and ranking 3rd in the Red River Delta. National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn emphasized that Hai Phong is a locality whose economic growth rate consistently ranks among the top in the country and is one of the localities with the most attractive environments for investors. After 2.5 years of implementing the National Assembly Resolution number 35 on piloting a number of specific mechanisms and policies for development, Hai Phong has created jobs for about 50,000 workers. The top legislator proposed that the city should ensure effective organization and implementation of the law, amending and supplementing 4 important laws effective from August the 1st.
The land law, housing law, real estate business law, and credit institution law will come into effect on August 1st. I encourage Hai Phong to proactively fulfill the responsibilities of the People's Council and the People's Committee of the city. I recommend that Hai Phong take the initiative in implementing the One Law Amending 4 Laws project. The Prime Minister has noted that successful execution of this project could boost the growth rate in the final 5 months of 2024.
The National Assembly Chairman emphasized that Hai Phong should significantly enhance the business investment environments, streamline administrative procedures, and accelerate the disbursement of public investment. Later on Wednesday afternoon, The top legislator attended the inauguration ceremony of the Bến Rừng Bridge, which connects Thủy Nguyên district in Hai Phong City with Quảng Yên town in Quảng Ninh province.
Coming up next on VTV News, efforts to remove VAT refund obstacles to attract FDI. And CYANIDE kills 4 Vietnamese, 2 Americans in Bangkok hotels, suspect among the dead, according to Thai police.
When it comes to business, it's crucial to choose a smart location with global impact. And Vietnam might just be the location for you. Connect worldwide to advanced logistics networks. Smart hub for technology and innovation. A dynamic business ecosystem. An environment with a competitive edge.
Deputy Prime Minister Trần Lưu Quang chaired a meeting on Wednesday to review the progress of the project titled Sustainable Development of 1 million hectares of high-quality, low-emission rice cultivations associated with the green growth in the Mekong Delta region by 2030. According to an assessment of the first pilot rice fields harvested in Cần Thơ, input costs have been reduced by 10 to 15%. Increased productivity has boosted farmers' profits by over 30%. The pilot models has helped reduce carbon emissions by 2 to 12 tons per hectare compared to traditional model. With Vietnam being the first country worldwide to deploy large-scale rice emission reductions, the Deputy Prime Minister urged for collective efforts from the government, localities, farmers, and businesses. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development will be crucial in coordinating this effort, promoting World Bank funding and rapidly expanding the project's reach. VAT refund efforts in 2024 have achieved positive results. In the first 6 months of the year, businesses received over $2.49 billion in VAT refund. The success is due to the government's determination to quickly resolve VAT refund issues reported by many businesses, including FDI enterprises. Simplifying and speeding up the VAT refund process is an incentive that Vietnam has considered alongside other business support policies to attract and retain foreign investors.
With nearly 9,900 projects, over the past 5 years, Korean businesses have contributed $6.9 billion to the state budget. However, some Korean businesses have reported delays in VAT refunds.
Many companies are facing difficulties with VAT refunds. These refunds can range from billions to hundreds of billions of Vietnamese dong, depending on the company's size. Regardless of the amount, delays significantly impact each company's production and financial plans.
Foreign investors appreciate the government's efforts to expedite tax refunds. However, the process still has many limitations because tax authorities must refer to various other laws and regulations when processing refund applications.
We appreciate there being positive and effective efforts from the government in respect to acceleration of VAT refunds. There's still pending VAT refund cases which have been subject to a very long process. There are certain reasons for this, which include reference made to other laws and regulations by the tax authorities. The second major issue is that the tax authorities are taking a longer time to carry out reconciliation and verification of valid import VAT invoices. The third issue is that the current guidance on VAT filing is not detailed in some cases, which has led to different interpretations.
Delays in tax refunds can disrupt cash flow and business operations. Therefore, experts have made several recommendations to improve the VAT refund process.
The tax authorities should provide more detailed, synchronized and effective guidance in terms of the conditions for VAT refund eligibility. I think we're a fortunate time at the moment because all of the tax laws are being amended, the new VAT law. So I think based on our reading of the provisions of the latest draft of the VAT law, appears the government has acknowledged the these VAT refund obstacles and proposed amended provisions to tackle some of these problems in the near future.
Those unable to resolve their issues will find it difficult to continue or expand their investments here. Addressing these problems is crucial for Vietnam to continue attracting and expanding investments.
Tax policy significantly impacts foreign investment in Vietnam. Experts note that foreign investors always consider the tax refund process when evaluating the investment environment. Resolving VAT refund issues will boost overall investment in Vietnam, not just from foreign investors in the coming years.
In the first half of the year, Vietnam export revenue exceeded 190 billion US dollar, up 14.5%. The trade balance showed a surplus of nearly 11.7 billion US dollar. Notably, new orders have surged for key export sector, especially in the fruit and vegetable sector.
This company has seen a rise in both the number of orders from traditional markets and large contracts in new ones. With the market recovering, efforts to link production with consumption chains are key to securing stable orders for the company.
Orders are coming in steadily. This stability comes from early collaborations with farmers. Even when facing difficulties, our company can still ensure supply.
In the first half of the year, the total export value of fruits and vegetables nationwide reached 3.5 billion US dollars, equaling the entire year's export value in 2019. Increased orders for deeply processed products have filled many companies' order books until the end of the year, improving their profits.
We expect to reel in about 45 million US dollars from export this year. It is encouraging that the company has signed orders until the end of 2024. Our main markets are the US and Europe.
China is the largest export market, accounting for nearly 70% of the value. Among the exports to China, durian stands out. Its export value in June alone hit nearly 800 million US dollars.
The global market is recovering, leading to a rise in export orders. Vietnam's trading activities are seeing positive results, especially in the fruit and vegetable sector. Brighter growth prospects for this sector are expected, contributing to the target of 7 billion US dollars in agricultural exports.
Thai police held a press conference on Wednesday to announce the preliminary cause of sick death at the Grand Hyatt Area 1 Hotel, Bangkok. The suspected killer is among the dead. More on this in the following story.
Interviews carried out by Thai police indicated the incident had been over a dispute about debt related to an investment. 4 of the victims were Vietnamese nationals, while 2 others were U.S. nationals. Cyanide poisoning was likely the cause of the deaths of the 6. Thai police identified Shireen Chong, 56-year-old Vietnamese American, as the suspect. Chong is believed to have poisoned 5 others, before poisoning herself.
From the qualitative analysis, cyanide was found in the liquid inside the teapot, in all 6 coffee cups, and in the blood samples collected from the deceased man leaning against the wall.
In an announcement on Wednesday morning, Thai Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin confirmed that a group of U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation agents will arrive in Thailand to assist with further investigation. The Thai Prime Minister also met the Vietnamese ambassador to Thailand at the scene last night to discuss the case.
The Vietnamese embassy in Thailand has provided all necessary help for investigations to clarify the cause of the incident. We also worked closely with local authorities in supporting the families to carry out the next procedures, including repatriating the remains.
At a press conference, Thai police also said they had identified the 7th Vietnamese in the case, who had booked a room with the 6 victims. This woman left Thailand on July 10th and appeared to have nothing to do with the poisoning.
About 3.2 million tons of plastic waste are discharged annually in Vietnam, including over 30 billion plastic bags. More than 80% of these are discarded into the environment after a single use. Plastic waste is causing marine pollution and affecting fishery resources. As such, many coastal localities are encouraging the fishing industry to actively reduce plastic waste.
This is another day at sea for Huong, a senior fisherman with 40 years of experience. However, in addition to checking machinery, equipment, and necessary tools for offshore fishing, he now also classifies items related to plastic and plastic bags.
Before receiving information from the authorities, locals discarded waste on the spot, but now they are aware more of its impact on the environment and consciously collect it to take home.
As one of the country's 3 major fishing grounds, the waters in Binh Thuận province attract thousands of fishing boats. This area also generates a lot of plastic waste, both onshore and at sea. At Singh's 4 fish pens, 120 kilograms of food are given daily, leaving many plastic bags. Therefore, he has decided to reuse them.
I bring the food to the sea in plastic bags and trays, then bring the bags back to shore to avoid discarding them in the water.
Fishermen, after learning about the project, are now conscious of bringing plastic waste back to the mainland. Many similar programs with specific target audiences and waste types are being carried out for efficient treatment.
Vietnam is implementing strong measures to reduce plastic waste. Starting in 2026, the production and import of biodegradable plastic bags smaller than 50 times 50 centimeters will be banned. Waste classification at the source will begin next year to promote waste treatment and recycling, including plastic waste. These efforts aim to reduce the country's plastic waste in the sea and oceans by 70% by 2030.
Coming up next in War News, Japan data suggests possible yen interventions of $13.5 billion US. A new 3D heart imaging technique is set to accelerate cardiovascular medicine. The Bank of Japan (BOJ) has ostensibly stepped into the currency market on 2 consecutive trading days last Thursday and Friday, according to BOJ data from Tuesday. The yen has lost 12% of its value against US dollars since the beginning of the year, reaching its lowest record in over 30 years. The data on the current Bank of Japan accounts balance show that there is expected to be a liquidity drain of some $17.3 billion US from the financial system on Wednesday. The drain came to various transactions involving the government sector and follows an earlier drain forecast of some $3.8 billion US. On Friday, the yen jumped to around 157.3 on the dollar, a 3-week high from around 158.8 during New York trading hours. Investors are paying close attention to BOJ's next move as the Japanese central bank holds a monetary policy meeting on July 30th and 31st. Some say that the yen's rally would ease the pressure on the BOJ to take tightening actions. Thailand Cabinet on Tuesday approved a $2.8 billion US soft loan scheme where funds would be lent to commercial banks. The move is aimed at helping smaller businesses obtain loans. The state-owned government saving banks will offer liquidity to commercial banks through loans at an interest rate of 0.01%. These banks, in turn, can lend to small businesses at a rate of no more than 3.5% per year. Retail lending rate among Thai's banks are currently more than 7%. The program will be offered for a period of 2 years to smaller firms that can apply for loans until the end of 2025. This will inject capital into the system, adding the measure drawn from the state bank bottom line and not the budget. Russian pipeline gas export to European Union countries have jumped by 24% in the first half of the year from the same period last year, according to a July report published by the Gas Exporting Country Forum. Russia transported a total of 80 billion cubic meters of natural gas to the EU via pipeline, of which Norway was the largest exporter of piped gas to EU with a 57% share, followed by Russia, Algeria, and Azerbaijan. Since the start of the conflict in Ukraine, EU member states have sought to reduce their dependence on Russian energy. These countries continue working on reducing consumption and looking for alternative sources, such as U.S. liquefied natural gas or Azerbaijan's gas. Researchers have developed unprecedented imaging technology which capture a detailed three-dimensional visualization of the heart. Doubled to Google Earth for the human heart, the new imaging technology is set to accelerate cardiovascular medicine.
This is the human heart, like it's never been seen before. Every last detail of the organ has been captured by new imaging technology developed by researchers from University College London and the European Synchrotron Radiation Facility. 2 whole human hearts, 1 healthy and 1 diseased, were imaged in unprecedented 3D detail, capturing the anatomical structure of the organs down to 20 micrometers. That's half the width of a human hair.
This is the technique really that I've been waiting for many years. It's in a way it's the new form of CT imaging, and it's for research only at the minute, and it allows us to see things that we've never been able to see before.
Cardiovascular disease is the biggest killer worldwide. It's hoped high-PCT scanning will aid previously impossible research.
It gives us a whole new perspective on the heart. One of the things it's been likened to is Google Maps. So we can see the whole heart and then zoom down to the cell level. So we can really see the connection between components very well. And that's essential for understanding certain types of arrhythmia.
At the moment, imaging techniques like ultrasound, CT and MRI are used to diagnose cardiovascular disease, but they don't provide detailed structural information about what's happening in an organ. Clinicians usually have to slice organs into sections and then scan them in order to get a detailed view. However, the new scanning technique could lead to improved treatment and surgical outcomes, and will particularly be useful for trainee surgeons.
And now let's continue with the weather forecast. And that's it for this hour on VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can log on to VTVgo.vn or download our mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.